Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video on the Slightly channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about Baryon Mode. Baryon Mode is personally my favorite or second favorite form in all of Naruto. The only one that might be above it is Sage Mode. But I genuinely love this form from the ground up. Appearance to power to explanation, everything about it I love. As for the explanation of this form, so it is very rooted in science. From the way it works to the name, it's all really about science. So starting off with the name, Baryon Mode, what a baryon is it's a subatomic particle that's made up of 3 quarks. It's a part of the hadron family, and baryons make nucleons and hyperons. So for example, protons and neutrons, which I'm sure you've heard about. The parts that make up an atom are made up from baryons. They are essentially the ground root of everything you look at. I'm looking at my monitor right now. There is billions of baryons in that monitor alone. I'm not going to get too in depth with what a baryon is, but you just need to know that it's a subatomic particle that makes up protons, neutrons. So that's it for the name, but where science comes in for the explanation of this actually comes from Kuruma himself. He explains it via science. He says to think of it like nuclear fusion, which is constantly going on in our sun and in every sun, every star in the entire universe. Essentially, stars would not exist without nuclear fusion. It is what causes them to release such massive amounts of energy. What is happening is Naruto's chakra and Kuruma's chakra is colliding together and creating a whole new type of energy, which is why it's such a massive power and speed and reaction boost. And so Naruto says in response to this, it sounds pretty simple, but how is that different from Kuruma mode and Sage of Six Paths mode? This is where Kuruma says from the very root of it. The other modes involve taking chakra that you acquire from somewhere else and just using it. But this is a totally different beast. Basically, Naruto's chakra and Kuruma's chakra, instead of just being tapped into, it's being consumed until it completely runs out. Like it doesn't come back. Usually when you use chakra, it'll come back as long as you can rest. It's like energy. But this is completely using up that energy until it's completely gone. That's why Kuruma can't actually revive. We know that when tailed beasts die, their chakra just kind of gets released and will slowly cultivate again. We saw it with the Three Tails. His chakra was completely burnt away. From the ground up, burnt away, it is gone. A real life example of nuclear fusion is hydrogen atoms fusing together to form helium. Every single day in the sun, this is happening. This will keep happening until it can't fuse to a higher and higher level of gas, and it has to fuse into a solid. So eventually the sun will actually start fusing from gas into iron. And that's when the sun basically is going to start dying. And there's 2 things that could happen. It could either become a red supergiant. It'll basically just expand like crazy, turning the earth into literally just a molten rock. Or it'll combust and become supernova and basically wipe out everything in the near area. The size of our sun is actually pretty small, so the red supergiant is more likely to happen, at least from my memory. I'm not fucking Bill Nye the Science Guy, so don't take my science words as 100% fact. I recommend you do research on this stuff because it's actually pretty interesting. But yes, that is the gist of Baryon Mode. That is what makes it so powerful, is it is a whole new type of energy, and I love it. I love it so much. The thing with Baryon Mode is it is a very taxing ability. The drawbacks are insane because, again, Kuruma dies. We see Naruto has it for really only half a chapter before he starts to really have to force himself to keep going. Like, he says, the energy cost is steeper than I expected. I don't think I've got much time left. But I've only really touched upon the foundation of this form. Now let's get into more of its abilities. So Kuruma describes the hidden ability of this form as this. The downside that it shortens our lives is the key, because all chakra is connected. This same power that comes into being from bits of our lives also shaves off his life when it comes in contact with him. When you're getting hit by this form, what is happening is it is shaving the chakra not just out of your system, but off your entire life force. You are literally losing your life force as you get hit with this. We know just from Naruto scrapping with Ishiki went from 20 hours left to live to about 30 minutes, eventually down to like 5 minutes, just from how powerful this form is. What I love more about this form, I'm personally someone who's a big fan of combat sports like boxing, kickboxing, MMA. Naruto basically taps into that wavelength in order to use this properly. Kuruma describes it as, don't think about taking him down, only focus on getting your attacks in. Just like a boxer aims aiming to win by decision. I love this explanation, bro. Literally, my favorite parts of Naruto fights are when they're just straight up scrapping. That's why Baryon Mode versus Ishiki is one of my favorite fights, because the whole thing is basically Naruto just styling on bro, just doing kickboxing moves the whole time, just slapping him up, showing his taijutsu ability. It is so sick, bro. Now, as for the power, speed, and reaction boost of this form, it definitely puts Naruto a little bit above Ishiki, but they're still on the same level. Like, Ishiki was able to land some solid hits, and Ishiki even says the force isn't the issue of the attacks, it's getting hit with it itself that is the problem. So yeah, that's essentially everything you need to know about the Baryon mode. One thing I should mention is that ninjutsu can still be used in this form. We saw it in the anime. Naruto was able to use a single Rasengan. I'm assuming using a ninjutsu is extremely taxing to this ability, shaves off even more time you have with it, and it's already a very limited ability. And it was a pretty brief altercation, but it was definitely one of the best fights in the Naruto franchise. I don't care what you say to me, okay? Listen, I'm an OG Naruto fan, okay? I understand that people don't like Boruto, but I love Boruto, and this fight was amazing. It looks cool, the explanation is amazing, so they were able to basically replicate nuclear fusion with this form, so no wonder it's such a power boost that puts him above Ishiki. And then Naruto's just out here doing 1, 2, 3 combos on Ishiki, man. Like, I'm sorry, Ikimoto was in his bag with this form. So yeah, guys, that is everything you need to know about Baryon mode from Boruto. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the form in the comments below, and I real quick want to mention 90% of you guys aren't subscribed, so make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I've got content coming out almost daily. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to have a fantastic day, and that's it. Peace.